Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome, my friends, to today's episode of Top Deck, where we are covering a top 200 historic mono red burn deck, my friends. So appreciate you tuning in. Flip me a like if you enjoyed today's video. On top of that, down below, if you got questions or comments, please let me know. And in the description, you will find the deck list. You'll also find the Discord server if you have some additional questions. And on top of that, the timestamps where we will cover the strategy objective of this list. We'll cover your boarding for best of 3. We'll play that competitive Magic in both best of 1 and best of 3 here today. And then last but not least, talk about where this might fit into the meta today. So with that, my friends, I'm excited to share with you this top 200 mono red burn list by our friend Picurco. So congratulations, Picurco, on hitting the top 200 with this one. Let's go ahead and dive into it here because we do have a lot going on today. Here's what we got going on. This one runs Gigantha, so some of the other decks don't run this one, so this is very important. No card in our starting deck has more than one color or more than one of the same mana symbol in its mana cost, so very, very important here. We're not going to see those doubling ups, so that's pretty key for this deck. Then additionally, the big piece here on the top end is it runs Chandra's Incinerator. So this card's nasty. It's got trample. It costs X less, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage to our opponent's this turn. And then whenever a source we control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, Chandra's Incinerator deals that much damage to her target creature or planeswalker. So essentially, this is a board ping. Very, very, very powerful in this deck. So all the things that we have to remember. A couple of interesting other pieces in this one is it runs Flame of Kelp. Here we can discard our hand, draw 2 cards, and then if a red source we would control deal damage to a permanent or player this turn, it deals that much +2. So very nice, like a cheap Tor brand that gives us stuff over time. It runs a good old Thermo Alchemist, so this is the pinger, and then a lot of other great things here going on. So really excited about this list here today. The whole goal is to go the face as fast as possible, or pick off creatures that are going to mean something to your opponents. That is how this deck works, and it's key to stay on top of that. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade most of the time, so very, very important to keep that in mind. Excuse me. We want to continue to build off that. So it's very aggro-y in a sense, and more kind of also mid-rangey. Now, with that is the strategy objective of this list. Let's go ahead and talk about our boarding. I did procure this board. This is primarily a best of 1 list. The board here is going to help you with what we got going on. We're going to break it down between aggro, mid-range, and late game, my friends. So here's what we got going on. Against the aggro decks, you're going to hit things like elves, you're going to hit, or mono green elves, you're going to hit things like goblins. You're also going to hit things like cruel aggro, mono black aggro. Also in this space, you could consider burn, like we talked about, potentially Aura's decks, Azorus, those kinds of things. But again, we begin to break out into our lovely mid-range space here. So here, what we're going to want to pay attention to is if you need Grafdigger's Cage. So again, so they're not going to be able to search or cast cards from our library. Essentially is a big piece here. Play off the top with things like Gabos. And then additionally, what you're going to want to think about here is if they start to play bigger creatures, you can do Slaying Fire. Also, if they have the life gain decks, Tybalt, Rakish, Instigator is a big one for you too. So those are all the things that you want to consider in this space. Then as we move towards more of that traditional mid-range, you're going to have the John Food decks. You're going to have Coco, Angels, as well as Taxes, those kinds of things. We also begin to get Phoenix decks. Is it Phoenix? Here we'll also run into Boros mid-range and a host of other things. Here you're primarily... Rakdos, Arcanus, Grixis, Rogues, those kinds of things too. Grafdigger's Cage is going to be a big one for you here. It's going to lock out the graveyards. It's going to help you really lock them down in terms of what they're going to be leveraging, like things like Arcanus, pulling things back, those kinds of things, or Rogues, or playing Lurrus, which can all make a difference. Potentially Boros Burn too. Again, that's more aggro, but something to consider there as well. Then here also, again, if they're running Life Gain, Rampaging Ferocidon, you might want to consider Experimental Frenzy at this point in time. If they're not as creature based, you begin to move into some decks like a Grixis, Arcanus, that might be leveraging some other things. this will start to give you a little bit more card advantage, which is going to be very important. And as we move on to the mid-range to late game, these are going to be decks like the Dimmer Control decks that are starting to pop up. We also have Gandalf decks for traditional Azorius Control. We also have the Jeskai Control. We got also Niv Mizzet and our other traditional combo decks, Neostorm, as well as our lovely Dragonstorm decks. Now, those are kind of mid-rangey because they're turn 4, and you can make it happen then. But here, again, what you want to pay attention to and what you want to do is just make sure that you're taking out the creatures. If they're playing cards from graveyard, Grafdigger's Cage is going to be the big one, and then Life Gain you're going to shut down. And if you need to, which is what you're going to want to do, get that Experimental Frenzy in there to really, really get that card advantage. So, Planeswalkers, that is the strategy objective of this list. We talked about how you're going to line up against aggro, mid-range, and late game. And ideally, what you're going to do is you're going to move things around here in terms of whether they're creature-based or non-creature-based to really play around. That's going to help you in terms of how you want to do damage, where you want to do damage, and all those things. So ideally, I'd probably focus on Bone Crusher if you're not hitting creatures, because that's a little bit more to set up. On top of that, you want to make sure you're getting the aggro. You want to make sure you're getting the stuff out of your board or graveyard to deal with additional damage. And then you want to make sure a lot of the stuff is going direct to the face. That's going to be key. And then Chandra's Incinerator is going to be a big one for you to maintain and hit things on the board. So with that said, Planeswalkers, let's go play that competitive Magic here today with our mono red burn deck. Right off the back of our lovely 4th of July, I wanted to continue with that scheme. So again, mono red aggro. Today we're doing mono red burn. So let's go ahead and play that historic ranked. Now again, Planeswalkers, flip me a like if you enjoyed today's video. If you got questions, if you got comments, let me know. Again, this deck is by Pinkirko. So congratulations on hitting the top 200. Now we got Boom Selecta. All right, opponents going first. We can keep this. I love having Thermal Alchemist here. So this is probably our lovely Phoenix deck. All right, we're getting this guy on now. So we can get a ton of stuff going. We might be able to get Chandra's Incinerator here very fast. I don't know. We'll see. So here we go already. Let's try it. Probably gonna, ooh. No counter. No counter. Ooh, Grixis. All right, so let's do this. We're gonna tap that. Boom! Blasted right off the bat, like our lovely 4th of July fireworks. Wow! Look at that. Very, very, very quick. They were absolutely rocked, my friends. Oh, that felt nice. It was a great way to start. All right, let's go for our next one here. Again, best of 1. There we go. Got this terrible, terrible mosquito bite on my finger. It's driving me crazy. All right, opponent goes first. We'll keep this. I'm a Soulscar Mage fan first. If we can get Thermo down, we'll go that second. We will go Thermo second. So depending on what they play here, we can really try to do some damage. So we'll go with this first. All right, so not fast enough. So we want to make sure that we're gonna do as much damage as possible. And let's hit this again. Board wipe. So we'll see if they go for it. All right, what do we have? Is it enough? It is! 2 for 2 right now with our mono red burn. So nasty, my friends. Oh. All right. Third and final best of 3 match here. Oh, you gotta love these fast matches. It's like 2 and 5 minutes. All right. Well, while we're thinking about it, you can always support the channel. We got lovely swag down below. You can get a hat. Feel free. All right, here we go. Now we got Flame of Keld. We can try that. Secure the critics. Busted Sleeves is up. We will keep this, by the way. Ooh. So next turn, depending on what they do. All right. So Grixis, more than that, 4-color pile. I'll wait. So I waited instead of going hard here. If they kill my guy, we're not really going back too much further. Two damage, so we're okay here. So what we want to think about now, ooh, is this. Would not have been enough, by the way. Would not have been enough for lethal. We have it next turn if they don't wipe our board. That's going to be the key. Oh. We're very, very, very close here. That hurt. Oh, wait. We've got to 5 there. That's gonna hurt again. Not bad, so we'll go to 4. Doesn't make sense to go anymore. We just need 1 burn card. There we go. That will be game. A beautiful, beautiful top deck, my friends. Shuffler said Mythras. It's your day. Because we make up for yesterday. That's what happens. All right. Crushing best of 1 here with our mono red burn deck. All right, we're going to move on into our best of 3 portion of today's video. Very, very fast, as you saw. Let's go into that traditional standard historic ranked with our mono red burn. All right, Purgatory Silver. Ooh, this is worth them all again. There we go. I'll keep that. So we'll drop 1 of those. Probably gonna want to not hit anything off the board, so it's the aggro deck. Ooh. Probably need to burn it off. Zombie deck. All right. Ooh, that hurt. Get this guy out of there. So we got 2. No. They do have their Faceless Haven. Oh, Lily. Go here. Wanna get this off. Get a land. There we go. There we go. Ideally, we get Soul Scar next. It's a tough one. That's fine. Well, we're gonna play this. Let's get rid of these two. All right, so now we have perfect trades going here. Big one is we know they have Lily. We can wait. Take this thing off the board with 2. So if we go here, this will be a little bit cheaper, I think, right? So 2 will make that 6. It'll become a 4. Not gonna matter on that. Paid the 1. Too fast. That's fine. Everything's double. And we're good. Oh. Boom, boom, boom. All right. On to the next one. So I think we can play this. Isn't terrible. A lot of the stuff wasn't greater than 3, by the way. There we go. So we go lighter there. I think we go a little bit lighter on get to. Ooh. Let's keep those. Do I want this one is the question. I think we're okay. I think we do this. Experimental is going to be the payout on this one. Ooh. Oh, again. There we go. Let's drop 1 of those guys. Wander. you go. Ooh, 1. So we could have done that off the start instead, but that's fine. This thing's got lifelink. There we go. Hit again. So now we're going to want the rampaging here. We'll wait. If we can get... Oh boy. Gantha's still good here. See if we can live through this. 3. Two, 4, 7. Doesn't matter. I would need to hit one of those. Yeah, they had me anyway. Alright, so Rampaging's coming in. If they're playing that. Let's grab. Let's go lighter on these. Rampaging, let's grab that. Let's get one less than that. Flame of Keld helped. These I still like. Alright, let's try that again. Now we're first. Can we bring it back? Is the question. Ooh, alright. As long as they don't rip or light up the stage. Alright, we're okay. Oof. Oh my god. Now we need to wait. That's what I say. We'll take one off. Oh, wow. Wow. Shuffler is not liking us for a best of 3 game on a deck that runs 20 lands. That is horrible, horrible odds. You can see that there down below too. Incredible. That is very, very incredible.
What I've got planned for you.
We're gonna put this guy on now and hope for the best. Cling. Ouch. That's gonna hurt. So that's gonna wipe me.
So sorry to give you a
That's gonna wipe me. Four. Ouch. The land flood is real in our best of 3 match. Just too bad.
They're overwhelming, aren't they?
They're good. Bomber. Bomber, bomber, bomber. It happens. Nice matchup, though, nonetheless. We certainly, I think, should have took it down, but it does happen. So let's go ahead and talk about where this ended today. Very, very popular deck for best of 1, like I said. Again, top 200 here for our friend Picurco. So congratulations. Let's go ahead and check out today's list. Mono red burn. So again, I pulled together the sideboard here for you for best of 3. In best of 1, we did go 2 and 1, so very, very strong. Best of 3, we went 1 and 2. We were out of the gate ahead. The second and third match we got behind. The third match we got hosed on land. It happens. So we know that as is magic, my friends. But definitely super fun. Mono red burns a great deck and a very popular one. In best of 1, it is definitely stronger. It's probably more of a tier, I would say probably a tier 2 deck for best of 1. And then when we get into the best of 3 lineups, it's not played as much. So it's probably more of a best of 3. There's a lot more stuff, obviously, that people can do in terms of boarding and how to keep up with these mono red decks, burn decks. So with that said, Planeswalkers, hope you enjoyed today's deck. Flip me a like if you enjoyed the video, if you love the deck and love Historic, or just enjoy the channel. We got a lot of great content for you. Again, deck list is available for you down below in the description. Also, you will find this all the timestamps. But also the Discord server information. If you have questions, if you have comments, you can let me know there or down below. On top of that, other great ways to support the channel. Thank you so much. Always, Planeswalkers. Stay tuned because we got a lot more things coming your way. We got other top decks for Historic, Standard, we got Jank. We got lovely stuff coming here for our Friday night meta. And then on top of that, tier list. So we do have one coming for Historic. Stay tuned. We'll get that out here before Dungeons and Dragons is released. So Planeswalkers, until next time, stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Mythras out.